Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another video. I know it's been a couple of days since we had the last video, but we had to get some business taken care of over this way, so we had to take the time off. But we are back, and we are happy to be back. If you are a returning listener, go ahead and hit the like button, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel Pennywise. That's PENNYWYSE. If you type it in like that, it'll come right up. And yeah, make sure you're liking and sharing this information out. Now, today, I just want to share a little bit of a story that I have, a personal story that's to me that tells you about a little bit about my first investment that really was successful. Um, so, when I first got out of the military back in the end of 2017, um, I was looking for different ways to make, income, another income, a supplemental income. I already had another job and a side hustle already lined up that I had been doing while I was in the military. So I just increased the hours of at the job I was already working part time, and then I also continued to do my side hustle. Um, but I was still looking for something because, again, who wants to work for the rest of their life? And it just is what it is. Nobody wants to do that, and I didn't want to do it either. So I got to looking around, and I was reading a couple books and things, and basically I came across a money lending investment idea. And to me, it's passive income. It was really, really my speed. It would only take me not even an hour within the month to look up the information, to look through the information, and to see what promissory notes I wanted to invest in, and to do just that. And so I did. I only had a couple $100. I remember. I only had a couple $100 at the time. I was going through a separation, divorce. I had to move. And so basically I had to start all over by myself. So I wasn't in a position where I had a bunch of money just, laying around. I was comfortably paying my bills, but there wasn't really much left over for savings and things at that time. So I looked up, or I got into, peer to peer lending. I found a company. It was within the state. Um, the company had been in business for a while, had been some years, maybe like a decade or two at the time. And they basically lend out money to people who are looking for loans. Now, what I did like about the company is that it was not super easy to get a loan through them, but it wasn't too hard either, if that makes sense. And so what I did was I invested in that because I liked the fact that the rate of return was going to keep up with inflation. At the time, we weren't really experiencing as much inflation as we are now, and I was still pulling out about 13%. When I first started out, I was pulling out about 14%. The another thing I liked about it was that it compounded monthly, as opposed to biannually or annually or even quarterly. So I did like that. So what I decided to do, because I was that person who only had a couple $100, I knew it wasn't going to make a bunch of money at the time, but I did love the fact that it compounded every month, and so I went with it. And so I put my $400 in, and from that point, I just started every time I could get at least $25, because they would do as low as $25 for increments as far as putting on promissory notes. And so I just started, piling more and more money. I still am with this company as of today, and every opportunity I got, even through pandemic, I made sure that I was just putting money into that account, even through 2020. I've and I've been doing so since then. It's about 3 years. I'm sorry, about 5 years now. Close to 5 years now that I've been invested in that company, and I've seen great returns. Like I said, the money does compound and monthly, and 5 years later, I have received $39,000 in returns. Uh, when I started out, I only started with $400. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is that even if you don't have a large amount of money, there are things that you can invest in. And if you don't pull the money out and you just keep allowing it to be reinvested, in addition to adding more money over time and allowing that money to be reinvested as well, what you can do is you can see some great rates of return. And like I said, by the interest being compounded, that means that once I'm paid out my interest for the month, instead of pulling that money out of there, I'm just allowing it to be reinvested each month. And it has made significant returns within the last 5 years. So find something for you that you would like to invest in. It could be real estate. It could be stocks. It could be bonds. It could be tax liens, tax deeds. So if you decide to invest in debt, there's nothing wrong with that. Especially in America, we are a credit-based society, so people are always getting loans and things. So I would encourage you to not only do the research on it, because you definitely want to do the research. That's probably the most important part, is the research stage. And then once you find something that you're comfortable with, that you are okay with assessing that risk or taking on the risk of that, whether it be high risk or low risk, then to invest into that. Because I'm telling you, you will thank yourself over and over again, because I can't tell you how many times I look back at my account and I'm just grateful for the money that has come through, because the money that I have invested versus what I have been paid out has more than doubled in 5 years. And like I said, I'm putting not super large amounts. I put a couple $100 every month, and it's grown exponentially. So that is my story on one of the investments that I chose to do and was very successful at it. It's not, it wasn't hard at all, actually. It wasn't hard at all. I was able to set parameters on the credit levels, credit ratings that I wanted to invest in, which I chose ratings all the way across the board, because the lower the credit rating, the higher the interest that you're paid. The higher the credit rating, the lower the interest that you're paid, but your money is usually safer with those who sit in like the A and AA categories. So I wanted to put a portion of my money over there where it was truly safe, and I know those people definitely cared about their finances. And then I also wanted to take a risk with those who may have been trying to build, or just didn't have the best credit rating, but were able to get the loans from the company. So I would encourage each and every one of you to do the same. Find something that is comfortable for you, because that's what was comfortable for me at the start, especially when I was just really getting into peer-to-peer lending. So that was something that was comfortable for me to start, and it has been successful ever since the end of 2018 when I started. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, you guys, and I'm going to see you on the next video. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Share this information out, guys. It's going to get the information out to other people, as well as it also helps with the algorithm. If you have not yet, make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Pennywise channel. I'm trying to get to 500, and so far we're doing so far so good. Honestly, we're doing really good. We're already over a fourth of the way there. So yeah, make sure you're getting this information out. Oh, excuse me, there's my phone. Make sure you're getting this information out to someone who could use the information, or even if you yourself or another family member would be interested in using it, make sure you go over to the channel and check out some of those other videos. It's all podcast style, so you can listen to it on your way to work, or from work, or while you're cleaning up the house, whatever you prefer. But thank you again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on another video.